Hey, what's up? So yeah, we're gonna do a little cooking out here in our little caveman grill. I don't think I've made a video of us using it since we've been out here, but yeah, we're gonna make some pork chops. They're pre-seasoned, didn't do nothing special to them, so there ain't no special recipe or anything like that. But yeah, it's been a while since we've done any kind of cooking video, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our stuff on this. Okay. So we got our little pre-seasoned pork chops here from HEB. These are pork chop ribeyes. They're going to be so good. But yeah, we're going to put them on there so they all fit. Usually, like if I do chicken or something and I buy chicken, I can't fit it all in here in one round. But yeah, I got this little handy thing right here a while back. Don't want to fit there. So we just put it on there, and now we're going to take it and we're going to put it on the grill. And all we do, it's nothing special. We just take it and you rest it on here. There we go. And we'll just let that cook for a bit. Every now and then, when it starts to flare up a little bit too much on one side, you just gotta, you take it and you turn it around. That way the other side gets it too. Now luckily I haven't been unlucky and had it fall in the fire, but I put it on the edge. So last night I was out here and I was putting gas in the generator. You know, I'll let it run pretty late sometimes, so about midnight, just to make sure it's cool enough in the van before we go to bed. But I was out here putting gas in the generator and I heard something in the woods. It's really freaky because you can't see what's in the woods. All you can just hear it, you know, and you don't know if it's a deer, a raccoon, or a possum. Usually the possums are pretty quiet, they're pretty slow, but last night I was sitting out here and I just heard it sound like a whole pack of dogs or something like that. Started to ignore it, but it started coming closer to me, and I was like, so I walked around to the other side of the van and I'm like, hey, you know, I yell. It doesn't stop, doesn't slow down, it just keeps coming. So I'm sitting on the other side of the van, shining the flashlight into the woods, and it's coming closer and closer. Then it starts kind of spreading out, so I can hear it on this side and I can hear it on this side a little bit and a little bit in front of me. I don't know what it was. You know, all I could think, I was like, oh man, I wonder if it's like wild hogs or something, because we get quite a few of those out here and they get really big. But I had no idea what it was. I'm shining the flashlight looking for some glowy eyes or something, and then I yell really loud. Well, right before I came out, a truck passed by. They like to go down there and go fishing. There's a little I guess it's like a dam or something like that. It's just like a pile of rocks that they like to go fishing. Or maybe they're up to something no good. I don't know what they do down there. But I was out there outside, and then I started yelling really loud, hoping I would scare whatever it was away, and nothing. And then it just started coming really close to me. I mean, like maybe about 10 feet in the woods, because our van is parked up against the front of our property and we left a little tree line there for privacy in case anybody drives by. It was over on that side, and there was some over on this side. Then I'm like, oh man, I'm outside. I'm just wearing some shorts and some shoes because all I was doing was getting out to put gas in the generator, and I didn't have nothing on me. So I try to get in the passenger side of the van. I can't get inside the passenger side of the van. And I start yelling like really loud. Nothing. Well, all I know is the people that were down there at the dam doing whatever they were doing they must have thought I was yelling at them, because as soon as I yelled really loud, they cranked up the truck and they left. So I'm walking all around the van. I'm like, I'm looking for something, you know, to grab in case maybe it's a hog or something, you know. And I realize my shovels are like way towards the back of the property. I don't have anything to defend myself. I can't get in the van. And Tracy can hear me outside yelling, and all she's thinking is maybe those guys that drove by were messing with me. And then as soon as I get to the driver's side, I'm thinking about, I'm gonna run inside the van. And as I'm walking towards the door, a bunch of armadillos. I mean, there was a whole little pack of them. I don't know, what are they, a pack? Armadillos, when they roam together? I didn't know. I've never seen them, like I never seen them run. They were running. And yeah, they didn't even pay attention to me. I'm like, as soon as I saw them, I was like, get, you know? But yeah, and then I yelled at Tracy, I'm like, it's fine. And then of course she don't believe me. She thinks that those guys in the truck, that they were messing with me or something, and I just didn't want her to come out of the van. But yeah, it ended up being some armadillos. I don't know, they must have been running from something. I don't know what it was, but I didn't know that. I didn't even know armadillos really ran. But you know, I was looking it up. I think they can go like 30 miles an hour. But yeah, they didn't pay attention to me, and they just sounded like a really big creature running through the woods. I mean, it was really just odd. But yeah, so yeah, had Tracy pretty shaken up. I was a little bit shaken up too. I was like, you don't know what's going to come out of there, you know. But yeah, that's the scariest thing about being out here at nighttime, because it's dark, there's no lights. The only thing we have is, I have some little magnetic lights that I put on the side of the van, like motion sensor lights, but they don't last all night usually. But I have a light that I have set up at the back of the van, so when I get out I can see what I'm doing. Of course that goes off once I turn off the generator. But yeah, so that's a little interesting story. We had that go on last night. Yeah, let's flip these over real quick, and I don't want them to get too burnt. Oh my gosh, might be too late for that. Whatever, do you like your meat crispy? Anyways, I'm sure it'll be fine. Normally I'm paying more attention to that, but I'm just kind of talking and got distracted a little bit. So yeah, that was our story for last night. Yeah, normally I don't like to leave here a lot, especially at night. I don't like to leave like Tracy out here by herself. Like I say, if I go do something, you know, I don't like to be out too late, just because you never know what's going to happen. I know we played a show way down in Galveston, and yeah, she had a dog circling around the van. She didn't know if it was nice or mean, but don't want her to find out the hard way why there's no one around, you know. So yeah, normally I try to stick around, and you know, when I'm looking for work, I'm trying to land something on day shift, so that way, you know, she's not out here by herself. So I don't know if I have any other people who do van life. Do y'all ever like go out into the woods? Do y'all ever go do camping or anything like that? And y'all hear something in the woods or anything like that? Is it anything that's ever like, that's kind of like scary, you know? You don't know? I mean, I don't know, I've kind of gotten used to it. When we first moved out here, it was the same kind of thing. We heard something running in the woods, banging on stuff, making noise, doesn't seem to scare it. So, you know, I'm starting to think the first time I heard that maybe it was an armadillo. But after seeing the size of some of the hogs that are out here, really makes me wonder. I don't know. I mean, you just go a couple blocks away and you can see where there's a bunch of hogs. I've never seen one right here where I'm at, but I do know they're around here. I've seen rabbits, I've seen deers, raccoons, possums, armadillos. I actually ran into armadillos a couple times. I know after one of the floods that we had out here, we were parked in the driveway because we couldn't get on our property yet, but we're just parked up in the driveway. And I got out of the van, and right as I shut the door, I looked down and I didn't realize what it was at first, but it was an armadillo, and I was like, ah! Scared the crap out of me, and I'm sure I scared the crap out of it because I didn't even know armadillos made noise, but yeah, it made a little grunting noise, and it turned around and it ran into the woods, and it had a couple little babies with it. So yeah, yeah, you never know what you're going to run into. We have some squirrels out here. Where we used to live, we used to have some squirrels. They'd run along our back fence. Well, I started feeding them, and yeah, I just call them all the males. If I figured they were males, I never really got to find out, but I call them Norman and Normas. And our cat Skylar, she loves squirrels, so when she hears me going Norman, she will come running. She looks for them. She loves the squirrels. I think sometimes she thinks she's a squirrel. I mean, we let her out in the backyard one day, and she tried to climb up the trees with the squirrels. But yeah, so every time I call on Norman, she'll come running and she'll look for them. And we have them out here, and they've gotten used to us being around here, but we don't feed these squirrels, you know. It'd be kind of cool, but yeah, we just give them some peanuts and stuff. I mean, where I used to live, I have a little bowl or a bucket. I fill it full of peanuts, and I'd hold it, and they'd come in, they'd eat it right out of my hand. They got really used to us. But after we moved, the trees around there got torn down, and yeah, that was kind of a bummer because that's where they all lived, in the trees right around us. So yeah, that was kind of sucky. But yeah, we don't feed these. We don't really mess with them. Maybe I'll talk to them. I'll just call them Normans and stuff, so that way Skylar gets happy. But she sees them. She looks out the van, or when she goes for a walk, she likes looking for them. So yeah, let me go ahead and rotate this real quick. Make sure I don't burn it on the other side. So yeah, I don't know, it's starting to cool down a little bit out here. It's not quite as cool as I like it. You still sweat a little bit, but I know tonight it's supposed to be into the 70s, and then later in the week it's going to go down in the 60s, and that is going to be perfect. Yeah, so I'll be doing a lot more cooking outside because I really enjoy it. There's nothing like barbecuing and sipping on a beer. I don't know, I thought it would be a little bit cooler today, but I guess that won't come till tonight. So I was gonna do chicken, but we had these pork chops too, so I just figured, well, there's only 4 of those, so I'll just go ahead and I'll cook those, and I'll do a little video while I'm cooking. Nothing special, just we've never had a video with us actually using our little caveman pit. Nothing special. I want to get like a you know, you ever go to the parks and they have the grills on the post? Well, I kind of want to put that, I want to get one out here, maybe put it by this pit, because this is our cooking pit. We have a wood burn pile where we burn all the trash wood and stuff off to the side, but we actually started using this one just as a little campfire for hanging out around. But then I went to actually go cook something on it, and yeah, whatever the trash trees around here, they kind of got into the flavor of the food. So we cleaned it all out. I like shoveled it all out and decided we're just going to dedicate this one for cooking stuff on. And we've done that ever since. But actually the whole summer, I don't think I've been out here once cooking. It's just not worth it. I know I did one video, I was out here cooking with that little camping oven, and that was pretty cool. We were gonna do the cooking tonight in the little oven, but once I came out here and I started kind of clearing out the pit again, I was like, yeah, it's too hot. So let me just do the pork chops, that way I can get those all done in one go. But yeah, so we want to get like one of those little campsite grills on the post, because when it floods out here, usually, I mean, you might have a little bit of notice, but sometimes you never really know when it's going to flood. Like I've seen the river come all the way up to the edge, and then it goes all the way back down. and then sometimes it'll come up and you think it stopped, and then they'll open up the dam further up and then it floods like 3 days after it rains, and you don't have time to get everything and go. So I know last time we had some water barrels and stuff out here that we were gonna use. We were gonna set up a thing for like showers and stuff like that, and yeah, the flood was like 8 feet, and it took all that away, like everything. Like I had like a pile of wood logs that we had set off to the side. We were gonna do stuff with them, like a make a little kind of a tiki type hut. Yeah, those, they all floated away. I don't know where they went. I know there's some woods off over to the side over here, but I mean the water goes that way, so I know they went that way somewhere along with my water barrels and whatever else, but they're gone. Haven't seen them since. So anything we put out here, it has to be able to stay where it's at without being washed away. And we can't build anything. Anything we have out here has to have wheels and a quick release. I mean, I guess we can build, but it requires us to hire an engineer, and they'll tell us, you know, it's going to have to be something on stilts or something, and they can't affect the flooding out here. Water has to be able to run through it. So of course it's going to have to be something on stilts. I don't think we'll ever build anything out here, especially after the last flood, because you know, the first time we had a flood out here, I mean, we thought we were going to lose our van because it broke down, like our distributor cap or something went bad on it. We couldn't get it to start, and it flooded, and it came all the way up to the back bumper, and we thought that was it. I mean, that was in our first week out here, it flooded. But we thought that was as bad as it gets. We had no idea. The second flood, where we left because of the first flood, we left, and when we came back, one of the guys down the road, he came down here in a boat. Yeah, and you were able to see on the trees, it was about 8 feet. Yeah, he had an excavator. You know, saw a video where he had an excavator. Well, he had it parked at his property, and yeah, he lost the excavator, and the one he let me borrow was his brand new one. So yeah, can't build nothing out here. Not gonna bother. I'd rather just get maybe a trailer or something, but the only problem with that is anytime we leave, I don't want to take it with us, because I wouldn't want nobody to steal it or take anything that's in it. So we're just we'll keep the van, keep it as simple as possible, and yeah. So I think these are probably about done. So you get to see our little caveman pit. It's just our little campfire pit. Anything we burn in it is gonna be wood that you would cook with, usually oak or something like that. But yeah, so that's it for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Peace. Actually, I lied. Not see you next time just yet. This is my burnt pork chops. This has been a handy thing. We have actually used it quite a bit. I used it a lot during the winter. But yeah, there's our little pork chops. A little crispy. But now that's it for real this time. See you next time. Peace.